Fox News faces possible legal issues after its star anchorman broadcast or appeared to tell a different story about what happened at the Capitol riot. The Republicans, too, are facing grave problems after it seems supplying footage that could have been used to try to manipulate public opinion. Let's remind you of the scene then. Supporters of the defeated Donald Trump entered the Capitol with force. Trump's Vice President Mike Pence was among those who had to run to save themselves from the mob. The Fox News anchor in question is called Tucker Carlson. He says the crowd weren't insurrectionists, but they were meek and mild, and he described them as sightseers. Fox's lawyers appear to have washed their hands of Carlson. The facts remain, though, 5 people died, 140 police officers were injured, directly as a result of Donald Trump stoking up his supporters in this speech to go to the Capitol on January the 6th, 2021, because he would not accept that he had lost the election. Let's get some balanced analysis on this one. We're joined by Stephen Dreyfus, lawyer and former prosecutor, now president of the International Association of Lawyers. Stephen, thanks for being with us. The White House has described Fox News and Tucker Carlson's telling of the story as, well, basically, they disagree with it. Let's put it that way. What is your assessment of the situation?
Well, this comes in the context of the release of a lot of very damaging information concerning Fox News with regard to a lawsuit for defamation that was brought against Fox News by Dominion Voting Systems. And we have in the United States a procedure in the courts called discovery, which allows the parties to get information from the other side before the trial, so they know what's going to have to be confronted at trial. And what has happened is that there has been proof that's been released to the public now that at the very time that Fox News was broadcasting and supporting Donald Trump's unfounded claims that the 2020 election was stolen, the very claims that gave rise to the January 6th attack on the Capitol, internal Fox News emails and other memoranda indicate that the celebrity presenters from Fox News who were going on the air and pushing the big lie that the election was stolen personally knew and believed that those allegations were baseless. And it raises the question really as to Fox News, whether they have a commitment to tell the truth to their viewers, or rather whether they are more committed to telling their viewers what they want to hear so that those viewers stick with Fox News and don't move on to some other more far-right networks such as Newsmax or One America that will consistently tell them exactly what they want to hear, that is to say that the presidential election was stolen, et cetera. So this is a very difficult sort of existential moment for Fox News. Are they in fact journalists, or are they something else?
Indeed. I think the question could be raised about all the other organizations you've mentioned too, Stephen. My own experience as a journalist is that the truth matters. No matter who's right, who's wrong, it's the truth is the issue that you need to expose, that you need to publish, and that is extremely important. And without that, you can't be a journalist. It doesn't work that way. What you're saying, I think, and I think many people might agree, and certainly it's been my experience having watched Fox on occasion, is that there is always a political slant there, and that's getting in the way.
Well, indeed, and one of the documents there were lots of documents that were released that were very damaging to Fox News, but one of the most interesting ones is that there was outrage that the decision desk of Fox News on election night in 2020 had called the state of Arizona for Joe Biden, a call which turned out to be accurate. But for Fox News and its executives and its presenters, this had the impact of chasing away their viewers to some network that would not take the position that Biden had won the election. And there's a quote in one of the documents from a senior vice president at Fox Corporation, the parent of Fox News, where he says, quote, "We are not concerned with losing market share to CNN or MSNBC right now, which are viewed as more liberal networks." Resuming the quote, "Our concern is Newsmax and One America News Network. I'd like to get honest, deeper feedback from Fox viewers on the brand, the handling of the election, if they feel like they have been somehow betrayed by the network. End of quotation. So what Fox News management was concerned about was keeping their viewership satisfied, regardless of whether that meant telling the truth or telling a falsehood. That is unlike any principle of journalism that I've ever heard of. And the question is being raised whether Fox News is in fact a journalistic enterprise or whether it's simply a political actor on the right side of the spectrum whose goal is to advance the right-wing dialogue and agenda. That's the question that's been raised here. In the meantime, lots of embarrassing things. Their star presenter, Tucker Carlson, said in an email at the time that he was promoting the big lie that Trump had the election stolen. He said, quote, "I hate Donald Trump with a passion." We had Rupert Murdoch, the chairman of Fox Corporation, who said that he hated the people on the decision desk who had stated that Biden had won the election. I mean, this is so far removed from any conception of what a journalistic enterprise ought to be doing that it is really embarrassing to Fox News, both as to people who care about journalism and as to those on the Trump side who only care about loyalty to Trump, because they are admitting that they personally dislike, disbelieve, and do not endorse the claim that Trump continues to make that the 2020 election was stolen from him.
Indeed, and this kind of so-called journalism, Stephen, I'm sure you'll agree with this, is something that we have all, over the decades, criticised certain dictatorships for. We criticised, for instance, Russia for its kind of propaganda reporting, those kind of things. It seems that this is an aspect of American news journalism which is falling into that very same register. As regards Tucker Carlson and the things he said, describing the crowd that went into the Capitol, I won't say stormed, I'll say went into the Capitol, because I could be accused of inflaming things. Went into the Capitol. He described them as meek and mild, as sightseers. So how does he square that with the actual facts of the matter? People were killed, police officers were injured, damage was caused. It was all over the place. You could see it. It was even shown by the social media posts of some of the people involved. Stephen Dreyfus, if you can still hear us, sir, come back on that one. If you can't, we will try to re-establish links with you and try to get more of your analysis on the situation. Stephen Dreyfus, lawyer, giving us that analysis of the revelations regarding Fox News and possible manipulation of what actually happened on January the 6th in terms of fitting into its own particular agenda. There is obviously many questions and an inquiry continuing on that one. Stay with us, more to come, live from Paris.